Today we are starting with a new subject, which is software testing automation. I'll share the screen, which consists of the syllabus first. Here goes the syllabus for the software testing automation. We have 5 units. The first unit teaches about deals with the foundation of the software testing techniques, and the second unit with the test planning. And third one deals with the test design and execution. And the fourth one helps us to know about the advanced testing concept. And the fifth unit is about the test automation tools. And this is a test book that is recommended, and the reference is also given here. So beginning from the first unit, this is what we are going to talk about in the first unit, which deals with the foundation of this software testing. First, we'll be talking about what is the need for testing the software, and about the fundamentals of the black box and white box testing, and what is the life cycle model of the software testing, V model, and the program correctness, reliability, about the failures, errors, and what is the principles of that. And all this we are going to see. First of all, what is software? A software is nothing but it is a set of the instruction, data, or the programs that is used to operate the computers and execute the specific task. How important is software? Software is very important because it not only comes as a separate one, and it comes with a bundle of other operations, such as the documentation, operating procedures, everything comes along with the software. And we know that software is very important nowadays, and each and every moment of the life, we are facing the various um, things that make use of the software, right from the train, right from the coffee maker, TV, ships, satellites, car. Name a thing that is without the using the software, we cannot name anything. Everything needs software now. So at every walks of the life, we can see only the things that is handled by the software, and hence we know that software is very important. So the software market today is much bigger, more competitive, and has got more users. So we have to talk about the software development. What do you mean by software development? It is a process, the process of designing, creating, testing, and maintaining the computer programs and its application. And these are the various stages that is needed in the case of the software development lifecycle. And it starts with the planning, and then analysis, and then design, implementation, testing and integration, and maintenance. The first one, as it's seen, it is the planning of the software, how the software has to plan about the stakeholders, what are the different steps that is involved in planning a software, where all these things are done in the first phase. And second, we have to see the feasibility of working of the software, which is done in the analysis. And the third one is the designing of the actual software. And the fourth one is the implementation of the software. It is the place where we come across this our step, which is the testing and integration. And once the testing and integration is done, we move on to the maintenance. So this is a very crucial part of the software development life cycle, because every phase of the software development life cycle is very important in its own way. So our idea or our aim is to know more about software testing, because software testing is a very crucial stage in the entire software development lifecycle, or the SDLC, because it is a place, or it is a process where the execution of the program is done, and we are intentionally finding out the faults in that. So testing is a very important process, and we are going to deal with that. And it is also, we can say that there's a method to figure out whether the software meets the requirement and it is error-free. Why do we specifically mention that it has to be error-free? Because error in the software can lead to the very, very crucial mistake, and as a result of which we can say that there it might result in the loss of money as well as a human life. We have seen so many things in like that, like millions of Nissan cars has been withdrawn because of the failure in the airbags, and many such failures has occurred in the all the walks of the life that has resulted in the uh, yeah, not only in the case of the money, but also it resulted in the it resulted in the loss of lives. And as you can see in the screen, we have NASA's Mars lander, which crashed because of the fault that caused in the unit integration. And millions of dollars were lost because of that. And then we have seen the failure in the radiation mission, which caused the lives of the three patients because of failure of the software. And also a satellite launcher, which is the Ariane 5, that exploded because of the software error. That was a very small error that was actually the mistake that happened because the 64-bit floating point was converted into the 16-bit number. So because of that, we had to lose so many dollars of money as well as the lives. So what does this actually mean? Software is important, and equally is the software testing. So software testing is getting more important day by day. Now let us look into the small function in a C. Like as you can see in the monitor, it is used to find out the number of zeros in an array. So as we can see, it looks like very simple program and it looks good, where it is getting the function is getting an array of integer, and initially the count for 0 is 0. And as it goes into the loop, if the value is 0, the counting is incremented to 1, and finally we are returning the count. And if this is a piece of program that is executed, we need to execute by using, or we need to test the program by using the various test cases. As you can see in the first test case, 967500603, when this test case is run, this works absolutely fine and it will give the count of zeros as 2. But the same function, when it is done by using the test case 2, it will not run properly. That is because here the 0 comes in the initial, that is for the first case, whereas in the program, the array index starts with the 1. If it had been 0, then the test case 2 also works fine. But since it is 0, it is starting with 1, this test case will fail. So, although this program is syntactically correct, it is logically wrong. So, even how many ever test cases we write when the 0 is encountered in the center or in the end, this program works fine. Whereas this will not work in the 0 is at the first place. So, this indicates how much testing is required with on many number of the test cases to find out the error in the program. So software testing is actually very expensive as well as a crucial activity. But releasing a software without testing is even more expensive and dangerous. And we need to check the testing, or the software has to be tested in the initial stages itself. The sooner we find the errors in the software, it will be better for the persons to handle the software. But actually speaking, we can see that although we have so many phases in the life cycle, we can see that the errors are found out in the specification analysis design only less, and few more are found during the design. and more in the case of the coding, and only during the time of the testing, most of the errors are formed. Hence, testing is unavoidable or inevitable while in the case of the various phases of the software development. So we have to test the software. Each and every statement has to be tested. Each and every path has to be tested. And every branch has to be tested at least once. And the benefits of the software testing is endless. That includes customer satisfaction, cost effectiveness of the product, we get up to quality product, and there is a low failure of the software. We can never say that 100% software is correct. There tend to be one or two mistakes that happen only during the runtime of the particular software. So we minimize the failures by using the software testing method. And security is also improved, and it speeds up the development process. And all these are the benefits of the software. Now, coming to the various types of the software testing, there are two types of software testing. One is called manual, the other one is called as automation. Manual, as the name itself implies, it is done manually without using any automation tools. And this has been used for so long, and it is still used along with the automation tools. The manual testing is of three types. One is a white box testing, the other one is a black box, the other one is a gray box. Black box testing is otherwise called as a functional testing, in which the testing is done without knowing the internal structure of the program. The tester will not know the internal structure of the program. He just calculates he just have the output of the program, and he will analyze the output with the proposed output and checks whether it is correct. And that is the way he find out whether any errors are there in the program or the software. For that, he needs to have so many test cases, all the possible output, and it is checked with the possible outputs, and he needs to find out the errors. So in that case, a black box is again divided into two types. One is a functional, the other one is a non-functional. And we have unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing under functional, and compatibility testing, performance testing, and usability testing under non-functional. On the other hand, white box testing is also called as a glass box testing, in which the tester will know the structure of the program correctly. So it is easy for him to identify the nature of the error, the place of the error, and he is able to correct the errors also. But the tester needs to have programming knowledge for doing the white box testing. Gray box testing is a combination of the white box testing and black box testing. Now we'll see more about all this testing in the units to come. And next we have the automation testing, and as the name itself implies, it consists of the automation tools that is used for the testing. A tester has to carry out many tests, and so that the tests are fast and accurate, less expensive, and no coding is required, efficient for the unplanned changes. And all these are the testing methods. And as I said, white box, black box, and gray box. And here again, as I mentioned already, automation testing is a testing method by which the tools are used for doing the testing. And the advantage of that is that most importantly, the man is not interacting with the software anymore. That reduces the diligence of the human, and then it increases the amount of the test that is done, and reliability is also improved. It simplifies the test case execution. And this is the difference between the manual testing and automation testing. And as I said already, in the manual testing, the testing is done by the human tester. We use the software tools. This is time consuming because human errors are possible. Humans are limited to the timing, all the things. Whereas here it is very fast. And it takes up the human resources, but it takes up the tools. And exploratory testing is possible in the manual testing, whereas it is not possible in the automation. And as I mentioned already, white box testing analyzes the internal structure of the software, and it is also referred as a transparent testing, code-based testing, structural testing, and clear box testing. Functional testing is the other name for the black box testing. And these are the white box testing strategies: unit testing, integration, functional, performance, security, code coverage, and regression testing. And these are the techniques that are followed in the white box testing: statement coverage, branch coverage, path coverage, loop testing, basic path testing. As the name indicates, the statement coverage is used to test each and every statement in the program, and every branch is tested in the branch coverage, and every path is covered in the path coverage, and the loops are tested in the loop testing, and the basic paths are tested in the basic path testing. We'll see more about that in the classes to commence.